Hello, welcome to the show. I am Suzanne Lynn, and joining us today, Dr. Jen Price. Jen, I'm glad that you're here. We have a lot to talk about. Jen heads up College Ed. It's an online college advising course for students and families grades 7 through 12. And Dr. Jen, how did you get into this organization and how did the whole idea get birthed?
Sure. Well, my background is in education and in counseling for the over 20 years now. I started off, working in a charter high school, managing a college and career center. I spent some time in the classroom at a traditional public school, and then I also worked in a private high school as the college counselor. And so, what I learned from being in school settings is just that the counselor has so many students on their caseload. In some cases, the numbers are 500 to 1. And it's really
What?
difficult. It's really difficult to work one-on-one with students and help them make these life decisions. And you just have so many students on your caseload. And so I stepped out and started doing one-on-one college advising and found that was very effective. And students follow a proprietary process that I created that has brought immense success. I've had students receive over $100,000 in scholarships, and the record to date right now is
Wow.
$720,000. What that one student was awarded from her various colleges that she applied to, and so the process works. But then you deal with more families still needing help, and my heart is to help as many people as possible. So I created that online college advising course called College Edge and launched that recently because my heart is to help make a difference in the lives of many, many, many students and their families.
So we've got families that are watching this. They go, oh man, I saw Dr. Jen and I think that she might be able to help my kid. What types of things can you help them with? Is it actual grades or is it knowing how to get into the colleges or how does that work?
It's actually all of that. One of the things that I did was I decided to replicate my one-on-one college advising experience using technology. And so families are able to access the online advising course and they sit through 10 videos. There's a video that they watch, and then there is a corresponding resource guide, a 45-page resource guide that they actually reference, and there are resources in there. And then there's also homework and
Mm.
the activity. The activity takes the students through the process of what they need to complete as they're getting ready to apply for college. So it takes them step by step. It breaks down the whole admissions process. So it's not overwhelming. They don't have to figure out what to do, when to do, how to do it. They just go through the course and it shows them the way.
I'm not even in it and I feel a sense of relief already. Like, oh my gosh, we need a map, a roadmap, how to, and how to help our kids. So were you like this great student and you just blossomed and you said, it was easy for me. I'm going to help other kids and other families.
Well, I've never considered myself the best and the brightest. I'm just someone who works really hard. I'm fortunate in that I grew up in a home, where my dad really believed in us and just laid that out for us, the vision to go to college. I mean, we did have a little bit of a rough start because my mom passed when I was 7.
Mm.
And so my dad raised 4 girls basically by himself. And so he had to learn how to comb our hair, although he didn't really master that, but he learned how to cook.
Tried.
And he laid that vision out there for us. I expect you to go on to college, but we never really talked about how he would pay for it. And so I knew that I needed scholarships. And so I started looking for them. But someone made the mistake, though, of telling me that a full ride academic scholarship was not possible.
Okay.
That was the wrong thing to tell me. And so in 7th grade, I started going to the library, the public library, and asking my dad for stamps. And I would write letters to scholarship foundations, asking them to send me their application. So I could start looking at the applications, study the applications, figure out what they wanted in their applicant so that I could become the ideal scholarship recipient. And so that's what I did in high school. And that's how I knew what to do. I'm a first generation college student. Otherwise, I had no clue.
What an impressive story. I mean, not just what you've accomplished, but the love that you have for these students. And I'd love to hear, I'm sure that when I ask for a success story, somebody pops in your mind? Is there somebody that you've just gone, their families gave up on them? They were just tired. They kind of handed them to me, and this is what happened.
Yes, I've had a number of those calls. They're like, I'm going to kill him. What do I do with this one? And so, short of dropping them off at my office, but they've reached out to me, and I think the students really know if you care about them, you sincerely care about them, and you want them to be successful. And if you believe in them, they really can tell. And so I'm thinking of one young man in particular. He was a baseball player, and he had senioritis in a big way. He was having trouble going to class, and his mom was like, "I'm going to kill him. I'm going to kill him." I'm like, "Don't kill him. He has all this potential. I know he's going to do great things one day." And so, long story short, we just really sat down, and I just listened to what was in his heart and what he was passionate about, and encouraged him and we came up with a plan. He really loved history. And, traditionally that's not a major that yields a lot of income. And so I was like, that's great. I'm glad that you like history, but let's come up with a plan so that you can actually move out of your mom's house one day.
What do you do with history?
And not live at home forever.
Right.
And again, there's nothing wrong with history. And so the plan that we came up with while he was still at home was that he would pursue a real estate license while he was in college. And so he went away to college and executed, notice I said executed, on the plan that we had come up with. And so after sophomore year, he did receive his real estate license. He started renting out property to his peers. And so fast forward, he ended up, instead of going to law school, he ended up going to get a master's degree in real estate. And let me just mention quickly that he was an average student in high school. I mean, he was making some C's on those report cards. But after going to a college that was a great fit for him and studying what he was very excited about, he graduated with 3.6 from college and went to graduate school. This is someone who really wasn't into school.
I can almost hear the parents shouting, "Dr. Jen, how do I get a hold of you? I need you." How can people find out about where you're at and your courses and all the good stuff that you're offering?
I'd love to share. I want to mention one more thing about that student.
Yes.
He actually found me on LinkedIn, and he sent me a copy of his video that he and his wife made because they were in business together.
Oh,
and so
my gosh.
He went on to start a business with his wife. And so that was really special to me to see how well he did in college and earning the 2 degrees and going on to create his own business later. So how can you reach me?
Oh, gosh. Yes.
Well, the best way to find me is on social media. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Twitter. I'm on YouTube. I'm on Facebook at Dr. Jen Price, at Dr. Jen Price. But I do want to encourage you to sign up for my free report today. It's called 3 Ways to Recession-Proof College Costs. It's a very timely topic. It's also a great way to stay in touch with me. The best way to access that report is tinyurl.com/Dr. Jen Report. Again, that's tinyurl.com/Dr. Jen Report. And that will give you some strategies that you can use right away. As you're thinking about how will I pay for school, or how do I contain the cost of college? It's really a daunting task to think about, that big task of paying for school, especially during these times.
Yeah, it just feels like you're taking each student by the hand and helping them through the bumps that you've already been through, so you know what to expect. I mean, you're who we want on our team for our kids. Thank you so much for joining us. I appreciate it. Have a great day, and we'll check back to see how things are going.
Okay, thank you so much.